This meeting of the Livingston Parish School Board will now come to order. Ms. Tina, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Sharp? Here. Mr. Seals?
Here.
Mr. Fazell?
Here.
Mr. Brad Harris?
Here.
Mr. Cecil Harris?
Here.
Mr. Cox? Ms. Cockrum?
Here.
Dr. McMorris?
Here.
Mr. Link?
Here. I guess Mr. Chafin's not here. Ms. McCray, do we have any comments tonight? Thank you. Item number 2, approval of the minutes of the school board meeting held on March 6, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes tonight? There being none, do we have any a motion and second to approve? Dr. Ron makes a motion, Mr. Brad Harris seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none, the motion carries. Item number 3, I think they're coming up right now. Recognize and celebrate Live Oak High School Varsity Cheerleaders' 9th Annual National Championship. And I think Mr. Robert Seals is going to present it.
Yeah, we're gonna, I think, roll a video for just a second, and we welcome you all to this event tonight. You're the stars of the show, and you know, tonight our Live Oak School celebrates another great achievement for the Live Oak family. Complementing a grade A academic achievement that we have, we want to recognize this group that for 9 consecutive titles, national championship titles, that is quite an accomplishment. And we'd like to show a video for a few minutes to show them working and getting prepared for the competition, so that everybody can appreciate the hard work that goes into this accomplishment.
Every challenge, make it count. Every contest, make it count. If you just decide that accept second place to anyone, there's no one we cannot defeat. Are you ready?
They don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. They don't really care about us. Be best, you can never trust me. Kick me, you can never get me. They don't really care about us. Don't you black and white me?
How bad are you going to fight for it? So if you want it bad enough, you're going to fight with every last bit in you, whether that be energy, effort, like all of it.
You know, it's built on a foundation of work, discipline, incredible athletic performance, and legendary teamwork. And one of the things that I heard from Gary, and he'll speak in just a few minutes, was regarding not only their performance, but the encouragement of others at the competitions. They were known when they would show up, a lot of other teams would come to see it and were excited because of the way they were treated by our ambassadors from Live Oak. And we appreciate that teamwork and the way you support and encourage other teams. I'd also like to thank the coaches that lead this crew. And where is London? I know she's back there somewhere. Is she? I'm right here. Yeah, you come on up front a second so people can see. And in addition, we have London Smiley that's here tonight. We also Maddie Guidry, Claverie, I think it is, ma'am. And these are the coaches that attended, and you do such a good job. Thanks for pouring your heart and soul into it. And I know y'all all come from the background of having been cheerleaders before. But thank you for the hard work that you do. And one other group I want to mention that's important in every school is the parents that attend the events, the senior parents that go with and support, help fundraise, and make all these things happen for us. So I think we have a picture of some of the folks that were there.
Court.
And they're as good at cheerleading as some of the cheerleaders are. And then the last thing is I would just want to mention the girls. We had some extra clips of having achieved the performances. We'll see the team, but we'll also see some of the celebrations and what it meant to represent us while they were down there. So they did an excellent job, and I love to see the celebration. Finally, I've asked Gary Jones, principal, who called me, and to let me know he had gotten back. He actually went down to see all this happen firsthand. And he was so excited. I said, you could go on ESPN and be an announcer the way you're play-by-play announcing. So we're going to play one more video of them at the competition, and that put them in the national championship section. And Garrett, if you'll do that for us.
I want to thank y'all so much for recognizing our outstanding students and just the hard work. But the one thing I want to talk about for just a few minutes here, I know y'all have recognized our cheerleaders before. One thing's for sure is that Live Oak Cheer is known for being just an outstanding national champion program. But what people don't always realize is kind of the background and what it looks like to actually be there. And I think that's what I was most impressed with, is going there and just watching how everybody else acts. We know how our students act. We know what great role models and ambassadors they are, but to actually watch the other students and understanding that there's over 50,000 different people that actually attend this particular event. I took some screenshots from social media of, if you just look up Live Oak Cheer, some of the things that you would see from this event. And these are some of the things that were said. Can't believe I saw this in real life. I can die happy. Point of view when Live Oak is next. Now, the arena they're in seats over 5,000 people. If you go in about probably an hour, 45 minutes to an hour beforehand, maybe about half full. As that time ticks down before Live Oak goes on, it gets a little more full, a little more full. When it's time for them to go on, there's not an empty seat. There are people that are literally sitting in the aisles. They're trying to peek around through the tunnels. That place fills up, and it's not with just a bunch of Live Oak people. I mean, these are people from all over the country that make it a point to be there to see our students compete. Seeing this team compete in real life altered something in my brain, because how is this high school cheer? My life is complete because I watch Live Oak perform. That feeling you get telling Live Oak good luck, and they say good luck back. The inspiration that these young ladies are to me, and I'm a 23-year-old adult. Live Oak, that's it. How on earth? Me waiting at the Globe all day for Live Oak. Globe is outside of the ESPN Wide World of Sports there. Okay, but Live Oak is on another level. And then what I know they have to watch out for is probably at any given time there's somebody sitting in the stands or somewhere in front of them that's literally taking selfie videos, not even lying. Like the number of times you probably would see any of them on there, not even realize they're being videoed, with comments like Live Oak runs cheerleading. Can't believe I got to sit next to them. Live Oak High School is insane. The point of view you have when you get to watch this outstanding group of people in person. So I tell you that only so that you understand exactly what kind of ambassadors they are, not just for Live Oak, but for Livingston Parish. Because when people there, they know Louisiana, they learn where Live Oak is because of these young ladies here. We couldn't be more proud of them. We thank you so much for allowing us to just recognize them, and we look forward to continuing to bring home championships. Thank y'all.
Well, ladies, on behalf of the rest of the school board, we thank you for being such great ambassadors for us. I know, I was a principal, and I know what it takes with competitive cheer, even though it was junior high competitive cheer, and it takes a lot, and I know the hours and hours that it takes. And I'm going to ask one thing. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but I want to show people all the hard work you do there, but also the classroom. If you're an honor roll student at Live Oak, would you raise your hand, ladies? Thank you, all of them. I knew it was. I knew what it was going to be, so I didn't have to worry about nobody raising their hand, because doing that, the many hours you have to do that plus studying, it's a lot, isn't it? Yeah. So, again, we appreciate it. Mr. Bob, anybody else want to say anything to the ladies?
I don't believe, we did have one competition. If we have time for that, are we good?
Oh, yes, sir. Look, ladies, thank y'all. Congratulations. Thank y'all for representing us. You know, watching that video, I'm thinking the whole time, I don't think I was that flexible as a toddler.
Nope.
So that and the athleticism there is amazing. And parents, thank y'all for being here. But next year when y'all come, we expect y'all to be in your Live Oak attire like we've seen on that screen when y'all show up next year. So we're going to challenge y'all for that for sure. So thank y'all. Congratulations. That was amazing. And I think we have one more video there.
How many of y'all got dropped?
None. They don't drop.
They don't.
Well, here it is.
Put your hands together to the Eagles of Live Oak High School.
All right, they did it. Gary does have a certificate for each one of you for recognizing what you've done. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all so
Ladies,
much.
congratulations. Thank y'all.
Hollering for y'all. Was the whole stadium hollering for y'all?
I'm sure.
Thank y'all again.
It's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. Mr. Seals, I think I have a new favorite thing now. The kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Okay, now back to business here. Item number 4, consideration and action on cooperative endeavor agreement resolution. Sales Tax Director Mike Curtis.
Mr. Purvis, members of the board, Michael Curtis, sales tax collector for the school board as well as the parish. Tonight, we're seeking your approval of a cooperative endeavor between the school board sales tax office and the city of Denham Springs for the collection of their new 6.75% hotel motel tax within the city itself. This 6.75% will be in addition to the 3% that our office already collects parish-wide on behalf of the Tourist Commission. This is a perpetual tax moving forward. This new tax will fund pay raises for police and firemen. The bill that allowed for this introduction and subsequent passage by the people in Denham Springs was then Senator Rogers Pope. It was passed by a vote of the people again this past election cycle. The agreement that you have before you is standard among our office and all the entities for which we collect. This will be our 18th entity or jurisdiction for which we collect some type of sales tax or hotel motel tax for. It allows us certain powers and duties as the collector, as well as maintains the 3% collection costs from any funds collected through this tax. This tax goes into effect on April the 1st of this year. So we're just asking for your approval of that. And again, this is something we have with all of our jurisdictions. It's standard, no deviation.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Do we have any questions or discussion with Mr. Curtis about this? Okay, if no discussion, do we have a motion and second to approve the CEA resolution? Mr. Bob Seals makes a motion, Mr. Brad Sharp seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis.
Item number 5, discussion and action on approval of change order number 2 for Albany Elementary Cafeteria addition and renovation, Gasaway, Bankston Architects. Chris Bankston. Hey, Chris.
Good evening. Mr. Purvis, Mr. Link, members of the board, I'm here tonight to recommend change order number 2, which is comprised of 3 different items. One is a relocation of some existing gas lines that were discovered early on during excavation and that had to be relocated. The other item is we are upgrading the kitchen flooring to an epoxy that's actually going to become y'all's standard throughout the parish. It's just an improvement on the type of floors that you're going to be having in the kitchens. And the last thing is to provide some underground conduit and tie-in boxes for Entergy, because we're going to remove those overhead lines along the road, and it'll be out of the way, and it's just a better thing for the project, for the school. So this total amount is $95,344.28. We've looked over all the numbers, found everything to be in order, therefore we were recommending this change order.
Thank you, Chris. Any discussion on this? Okay, that being no discussion, do we have a motion and second to approve change order number 2 for Albany Elementary School addition and renovation? Mr. Cecil Harris makes a motion. Mr. Jeffersell seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none. The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 6, authority to advertise for bids for an addition to the STEM Center in Denham Springs. Board member, Mr. Cecil Harris.
Yeah, we would like to add a couple classrooms and administrative offices to our STEM center. And we're asking to go out for bid, see how it's going, what's it going to cost.
Any questions for Mr. Harris? Okay. There being no questions, do we have a motion second to give the superintendent authority to advertise for bids for an addition to the STEM Center in Denham Springs? Mr. Jeffersell makes a motion. Mr. Cecil Harris seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none, and that motion carries. Item number 7, ratify proposals received on March 1st, 2025. A, RFP 25-03, Wide Area Network Connectivity, Technology Director, Mr. Williams, and I think it is your birthday today, huh, Mr. Williams, if I'm not mistaken?
Hey, I'm 49 and holding. So.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Mr. Link, Mr. Purvis, members of the board, I'm coming before you tonight to talk to you a little bit about the proposals that we received and ask that you ratify those. We went out for 2 proposals. The first one, Part A, is for our wide area network connectivity. That's our WAN network, and basically, if you want to think about it this way, that is the fiber that runs between our sites that allows us to have digital access to data and things like that. So we went out for that. We received bids in. We went through a little bit more intensive process with it because we intend to file paperwork to be able to use E-rate funds from the E-rate program to help us subsidize that cost to the district. So if you intend to do that, there's special requirements that have to be met, special rubrics that you have to use also when you're going through that review process. There were 2 proposers, Contera and Rev. I think y'all have information on how the scoring went, but in short, based on the rubric that we had, and the E-rate rubric has to be, the largest component of it has to be pricing. And so based on the pricing and the rest of the components in the rubric, the evaluation tabulations have it with Rev being the chosen provider for that. Just to give you a little bit of information on that, the proposed pricing that they have, it's going to save the district a little bit of money. We actually have had on our last RFP for this, which was 3 years ago, we had 31 connection sites, circuit sites, and it cost the district pre-E-rate payments about $390,000 a year. We needed to add 6 new circuit sites this time, so we were able to add 6 new circuit sites, but the new proposal is going to cost us pre-E-rate $355,000 a year. So we saved money and add sites on that. So that was a pretty good deal that came out to our benefit in our favor. If we're able to use the E-rate funds, generally our E-rate reimbursement rate's 80%. So that amount that you see right there, if we're successful in getting the E-rate funding, that'll be 80% less. So that's why we go through the process. It's a little bit more intensive for that so that we can make use of those funds. So that is Part A. I'd ask that y'all consider ratifying those proposals that were submitted.
Any questions for Mr. Williams? There being no questions, do we have a motion and second to ratify proposals RFP 25-03, Wide Area Network Connectivity? Ms. Caitlin Cockerham makes a motion. Mr. Bob Seals seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries. Letter B, RFP 25-04, Internet Access, Mr. Williams.
This one, we went through the same process because we do also intend to use, take advantage of the E-rate program, hopefully federal funds to help subsidize this. But it was a lot easier review because there was only one proposal. It was Rev, who's our current provider. And just to give you a little bit of information, we're going back out for the same amount of access, which is 20 gigs access to the internet. This past RFP had our current contract at $19,200 a month, $200 a year, and this new one will be $18,600 a year. So it's a little less again. And if we're successful in obtaining the E-rate funding, it'll be 80% less than that, and that has us paying for internet access for the whole district for the year about $3,700. So, yeah. So those programs, those federal programs are important to us and other districts like us. It would be difficult for us to operate if we weren't able to take advantage of those. But one proposer was a good proposal. They cut us a little bit of slack too on that one. So I would ask that you would ratify that submission.
So saying, do we have any discussion for Mr. Williams on internet access? Okay, there being none, do we have a motion and second to ratify proposals for RFP 25-04, Internet Access. Dr. Ron McMorris makes a motion, Mr. Jeffersell seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries also. Thank you, Mr. Williams. And again, happy birthday to you. For 39 or 49, you said?
29.
Call me whatever. Y'all call me whatever.
Yes, sir.
39 better, best.
Item 8, ratify the following bids. A, bid number 2510-10, food service equipment for Doyle High Pro Start. Staff accountant, Ms. Bridget DeMonica.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Purvis, Mr. Link, members of the board. I would like to request approval to award Lafayette Restaurant Supply as the lowest responsible bidder for the food service equipment at Doyle High.
Okay, do we have any questions of Mr. DeMonica on this item? If not, do we have a motion and second to ratify bid 2510, food service equipment for Doyle High Pro Start? Mr. Brad Sharp, of course, makes a motion. Ms. Caitlin Cockerham seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? And there are none. Motion carries. Letter B, bid number 25-05, fuel for LPPS fuel stations. Ms. Bridget.
I would like to request the board's permission to award the contract to Suncoast Resources. It'd be a one-year contract with the option of 2 additional years renewal. They were the lowest responsible bidder.
Thank you, ma'am. Do we have any discussion on the fuel bids? If no discussion, do we have a motion and second to ratify bid 25-05, fuel for LPPS fuel stations? Dr. Ron McMorris makes a motion. Mr. Brad Harris seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries also. Item 9, approval and payment of invoices and district supplements. Do we have a motion and second to approve payment of invoices and district supplements? Mr. Brad Sharp makes a motion. Mr. Bob Seals second. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none. That motion is carried. Item number 10, superintendent comments. Mr. Purvis.
All right, Mr. Link, members of the board, I have a few comments that I put in the notes for you. I'll highlight a couple of those. One is just a reminder that of the March 29th election. Early voting ends on March 22nd for that election. And we encourage citizens, you as well as the citizens of our parish, to go out and cast your vote. The early voting polls are open from 8:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. And there's an early voting location here in Livingston at the government complex, as well as at the Denham Walker Parish Library. And election day is Saturday, March 29th, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And in your notes, I attached the PAR guide that is kind of a breakdown of those amendments that's on the ballot. And that is the public service research that's available, like a nonpartisan group that has a breakdown. So I attached that as in there for you to review, as well as a one-page document to help give you some of the highlights of those amendments. But one of those amendments is one of the focus points is a $2,000 certified raise for employees and a $1,000 raise for classified employees based on Amendment 2. And then also there was a presentation on Amendment 2 at the parish council meeting last week. And so I put a link in your notes for that if you would like to see that. That was a public, at the council's public meeting. So I included that for y'all to review if you'd like. Our recognition of excellence, that's our celebration that we have each year of our students of the year, our teachers of the year, principals of the year. We have that on Tuesday, March 25th at 6:30. It's at the Walker High Gym. We will recognize you guys there that night, and we will be handing out the awards by district, and we would like for y'all to join us if you're available and help us hand those awards out and be recognized with your district. Also, in your packet is a data sheet, and that is just a simple district profile that we've put together that you may start seeing around a lot. It's a lot of different data points that we have, and that's just in there for your information. And I do want to say congratulations to Mr. Justin Wax, principal at Denham Springs Junior High, for being named semifinalist for the Louisiana Principal of the Year. So congratulations there to Mr. Wax. Thank you. That's all I have. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Purvis. All right, items 11 and 12, we have discussion and action regarding confidential student information, Student A and Student B, pursuant to LSA-RS 42:17-7. This item will be discussed in executive session. First off, do we have a motion and second to go into executive session? Dr. Ron McMorris makes a motion. Mr. Jeff Frizzell seconds. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? There are none. The motion is carried. At this time,